Double Asteroid Redirection Test, DART, is a NASA space mission aimed at testing a method of planetary defense against near-Earth objects. It will deliberately crash a space probe into the double asteroid Didymos to test whether the kinetic energy of a spacecraft impact could successfully deflect an asteroid on a collision course with Earth. DART is a joint project between NASA and the Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratory, administered by NASA's Planetary Defense Coordination Office, with several NASA laboratories and offices providing technical support. International partners, such as the space agencies of Europe, Italy, and Japan, are contributing to related or subsequent projects. In August 2018, NASA approved the project to start the final design and assembly phase. DART was launched on the 24th of November 2021, at 6:21:02 UTC, with collision slated for the 26th of September 2022. DART is an impactor, mass of 610 kilograms, that hosts no scientific payload other than a sun sensor, a star tracker, and a 20 cm aperture camera based on Long-Range Reconnaissance Imager on board New Horizons spacecraft to support autonomous navigation to impact the small asteroid's moon at its center. The mission's target is Dimorphos in 65803 Didymos system, a binary asteroid system in which one asteroid is orbited by a smaller one. The primary asteroid is about 780 meters in diameter, its small satellite Dimorphos is about 160 meters in diameter in an orbit about 1 kilometer from the primary. DART will target the smaller asteroid, Dimorphos. Didymos is not an Earth-crossing asteroid, and there is no possibility that the deflection experiment could create an impact hazard. Launch preparations for DART began on the 20th of October 2021, as the spacecraft began fueling at Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. The spacecraft arrived at Vandenberg Space Force Base near Lompoc, in early October after a cross-country drive. DART team members have since been preparing the spacecraft for flight, testing the spacecraft's mechanisms and electrical system, wrapping the final parts in multi-layer insulation blankets, and practicing the launch sequence from both the launch site and the Mission Operations Center at APL. DART headed to the SpaceX Payload Processing Facility on VSFB on the 26th of October 2021. 2 days later, the team received the green light to fill DART's fuel tank with roughly 50 kilograms of hydrazine propellant for spacecraft maneuvers and attitude control. DART also carries about 60 kilograms of xenon for the next C-ion engine. Engineers loaded the xenon before the spacecraft left APL in early October 2021. Starting on the 10th of November 2021, engineers mated the spacecraft to the adapter that stacks on top of the SpaceX Falcon 9 launch vehicle. The Falcon 9 rocket without the payload fairing rolled for a static fire and later came back to the processing facility again, where technicians with SpaceX installed the two halves of the fairing around the spacecraft over the course of 2 days, November 16th and 17th, inside the SpaceX Payload Processing Facility at Vandenberg Space Force Base in California, and the ground teams completed a successful flight readiness review later that week with the fairing then attached to the rocket. Early planning suggested that DART was planned to be deployed into a high-altitude, high-eccentricity Earth orbit that is designed to avoid the Moon. In such a scenario, DART would use its next-ion engine to slowly escape from its high Earth orbit to a slightly inclined near-Earth solar orbit, from which it would maneuver onto a collision trajectory with its target. But due to this being a dedicated Falcon 9 mission, the payload along with Falcon 9's second stage was placed directly on an Earth escape velocity trajectory or directly to heliocentric orbit when the second stage reignited for a second engine startup or escape burn. Thus, although DART carries a first-of-its-kind electric thruster and plenty of xenon fuel, Falcon 9 did almost all of the work, leaving the spacecraft to perform a few trajectory corrections burns with simple chemical thrusters as it homes in on Didymos moon Dimorphos. Johns Hopkins APL manages the DART mission for NASA's Planetary Defense Coordination Office as a project of the agency's Planetary Missions Program Office. NASA provides support for the mission from several centers, including the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Southern California, Goddard Space Flight Center in Greenbelt, Maryland, Johnson Space Center in Houston, Glenn Research Center in Cleveland, and Langley Research Center in Hampton, Virginia. The launch is managed by NASA's Launch Services Program, based at the agency's Kennedy Space Center in Florida. Hope you guys loved the video. Don't forget to hit the like button and please do subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to all, so you can get the notification on each upload.